Hey, it's Tuesday. It's Total Schmidt Show, live Tuesday night on YouTube or on podcast, whichever one you happen to be listening to. JC Coccili, is it Coccili or is it Coccili?
It could be both.
He calls. Okay, are you cool?
No, yeah, I don't correct any of them anymore.
Okay, because he brought you up as Coccili, and I was like, whoa, I've been screwing it up for a month.
It could be Coccili, Coccili. It's two different styles of saying it, or two different versions of where American Italy versus Italy proper.
Okay. You're not on camera yet, by the way. It's just me. It's the shot of me.
But does it matter? Am I doing something?
No, now you do a cool voiceover from the side. Now it's like very the show's avant-garde.
Avant-garde?
Avant-garde?
Oh.
JC Coccili, buckle up.
Hey, welcome to Total Schmidt Show. How you doing? I'm back at sea. Here's what you're going to get from the show. It's kind of like quarantine comedy, except I'm not going to be home.
Actually, it's kind of like quarantine comedy and a combination of all the stuff I've done online over the last year or so. There's sketch stuff, live stuff, stand-up stuff, travel stuff, and of course, conversations with others who do the same things that I do on a daily basis.
That's it. That's the whole show. And I'm going to record it all and put it on the intraweb. Sometimes. Usually late. Always late. Maybe. I don't know. And weekly? Maybe. Sort of. Could be.
Either way, sit back. I hope you enjoy whatever the hell it is I put together for this week on Total Schmidt Show. All right, I'm back, and then let's just get right to it. I edit after. You remember?
I know, but it's just it's endearing.
You remember? I'm glad it's endearing. Thank you. Remember last time we did this? I forgot my hard drive. That was the panic behind it.
That's right. This is very smooth now.
Yeah, because last time I was right for you. I was like, I don't have a hard drive.
Yeah.
And I had to reprogram the entire show in 12 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm a genius.
You are a genius. I mean, you're still. I mean, we talk about it almost a little too much. It's like our anchor at this point. But
it's all I have when I'm traveling after so many weeks.
To reconnect with you is a dream, is what I'm getting to. It's a dream. I'm very happy. I was very thrilled when I saw the schedule.
Yeah, me too. No, I thought I was going to miss you this time around. We talked about it a little bit a while ago, and I just thought I was gonna miss you. And plus, like I told you the last few times I've been here, I show up, I look at the schedule, I'm like, I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is. And it's always someone new, and then you watch the show and you're like, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I know. When you gotta go to bed, you gotta go to bed. it's important to go to sleep. But if you do have a desire to connect with someone, it's nice to have that.
Oh God, it's great. No, it's really great because then you can hang out and then like it's fun. Like today, we spent all day. Again, I should have brought my camera, but it was kind of cool to just hang out and eat food.
No, we needed to be humans.
Yeah, it was cool.
We had lobster hamburgers,
so good.
which were divine. They were in some sort of wonderful breading that I don't even want to know the recipe.
I don't want to ask. That's it. I don't want to ask. I don't want them to ruin it. Yeah, it's you guys.
You earned it.
Yeah, you guys can keep that as long as it keeps tasting as delicious like that. Yeah. I will buy it from you.
I'm not greedy. Exactly. And the great sesame seed bun, nice texture of the bun, not stale. Sometimes I have there's very few options.
Bring your mic up a little bit higher.
Usually I have staff.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm staff.
Usually I have a staff that adjusts my mic for me.
Why is this moving like that? That's weird.
Yeah, but maybe because the ship's moving.
How's that? Is that better? Is that good?
Why are you asking me?
I'm fucking with you.
Okay, I won't touch it.
All right.
That'll be the last time you let someone decide how they want to keep the mic.
Yeah.
U.S.
Yeah, U.S. Yeah.
So we went to get lunch. That was nice. What was the first yes that you knew it was going to be a small shack booth, but I was also craving a coconut.
Oh, that was a win-win then. Yeah, I had no idea.
And so they macheted this coconut. He zeroed in on me. He knew I wanted something, and I was going to buy something silly like the pineapple ice cream on a stick, which probably would have been lovely.
Yeah. No, their popsicles look really good too.
Yeah.
I would have bought more ice cream products if I could have ate more, but
I couldn't.
You know what else? We got those 2 appetizers just to go with the sandwich. There was a lot of food. We got a little crazy.
Oh, well, I thought the jerk chicken. I messed up. I thought jerk chicken. I didn't realize everything was chicken wings.
Right, me neither. I knew the chicken wings at order were going to be chicken wings. I was pretty sure those were going to be wings.
I didn't think jerk chicken was going to be chicken wings.
No, I thought it was going to be like half a jerk chicken.
Me too.
Right.
And I was excited about eating just pure chicken, but then I was like, wait, okay. But now looking back on it, I think what I could have done was not had a second entree and been just fine with like a
right.
Not a snack, but I loved the word snack.
Yeah, they fool you. They call it a snack, and then you get it, and it's
a full meal.
It's so good. Well, I got it because I thought it was being clever. I'm like, oh, this way I'll get the fries.
Right.
Because the fries don't come with a lobster burger. Well, that's ridiculous. Well, here's what I'll do. So then I ended up getting
instead of just getting fries.
Yeah. Yeah, instead of just getting fries, we get 2 more entrees, which is, in your mind, it makes no sense.
We fought the system.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And then the guy got you the coconut, shaved it down with that machete that I'm sure has been used to kill people or animals in the past.
What I liked was that both you and I stopped to watch the coconut carving. It's an art form. They cut it in a way that it could stand on its own and also won't hurt you, which is really nice. They like shave it off to the point where all the
plus they don't lose the liquid. Like they shave it down, and the second they get in, they give it to you.
Yeah, and then they pop open like a little lid thing and pop a straw in there. And
right. That was impressive. Yeah.
And it's freezing.
Oh, it was good.
How could a coconut be so cold? They must put it in a freezer.
It must be, right? The whole thing.
But what kind of freezer freezes a coconut like
Well,
that?
that's an ice cream shack, first of all, the one we went to. So I'm sure he's got.
He knows everything.
Yeah, that's Larry. If you're ever in, we were in Freeport today. If you're ever in Freeport, it's Larry. He gave us his card. I got it here, I think.
Oh yeah,
he
got it.
He does side work. He does.
Yeah. He leaned in
car.
hard, and you know what? But that's a good Islander.
Larry Lewis, Island Jeep and Car Rental, cars, jeeps, vans, and then on the back is deep sea fishing, reef fishing, glass boat. Glass bottom boat, reef snorkeling, sunset cruise, wave runners. I love this guy. He's the best.
This guy is.
I think he's the mayor.
I think you met the mayor. We met the mayor today, and the mayor opened my coconut. If you know what I mean.
He was the greatest. It's like dirty and sexy and weird at the same time. He opened my coconut. If you know what I'm talking about.
But it was refreshing as could be. It was refreshing as could be. And you were saying like hangover. Speaking of which, I don't normally take down 4 glasses of wine in a night, but 2 nights ago I went hard with you, Lenny. Not Las Vegas hard, not 2014 JC hard, but harder than
2014. You actually have dates?
Oh, I know the dates. I know the exact time, because it gave me psoriasis, and I didn't have psoriasis before that.
Psoriasis, really?
Yeah, but now I'm doing better because I'm a healthier eater, drinker, not cocaine user.
Not cocaine user.
It was for 1 year I dabbled in it, and I don't know what. And I say it out loud now thinking like, yeah, it was just fully illegal, but I was accessing it.
Wait a minute. What's your Insta or whatever you want them to know about? Because I'm going to put it in your little title.
You mean the government?
No, the people that watch this. Unless the government doesn't watch my podcast.
Kidding. But they could. JC Coccili, my full name.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Look at that. Got it right.
Very simple.
Okay. When you see this show, the very first one, your Instagram tag is someone else. So I'll edit that out so that you don't give me shit for it. So anyway, 2014.
What did you think it was?
I didn't put anything. I updated your name, but I didn't update the social media tag.
Oh.
And the last time when I did the podcast with Bob, his name came up the whole time, but his Instagram tag was the previous guest.
Funny.
So I go, good, now I have to edit that out.
You don't, though. You could actually just keep that going.
I could, because no one watches the show anyway. So.
Well, it doesn't matter that. It's also you knowing that that's an ongoing comedic bit.
Oh, this would be funny.
It's not a bad idea.
Keep talking.
Me?
Yeah, you're on camera.
This is where you end up.
Wait, they can't see me falling down.
No, they can't, right? He almost fell. He always almost falls. It's a lot of swift movement with Lenny, is what I'm noticing. It's not ballet-esque at all. It's like
I don't know if it's swift, really.
No, I said it's not for sure.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. You're right. I did say
it's
swift.
Not really swift. Yeah, it's definitely not ballet-esque.
It's not ballet-esque, but it is. It's like, well, it's jerk. You're jerk chicken.
Yeah.
You jerk out.
That's good. That's good. I am. I'm like jerk chicken.
You're like jerk chicken. You're just straight out the gate. Well, I hope whatever you did was a huge success.
No, I forgot to plug the computer in. So, and it works fine until there we go. Until it runs out of battery power.
Absolutely.
So, but
it gets hot. It starts speaking tongues.
Everything else is fine. Okay, let's get back to 2014. You get what? Syphilis? What'd you have?
No, the syphilis thing it's at that part. I can't figure out if that's funny to old people or not, but
I think that is. That was a joke back in the 50s.
Yeah, it was the joke.
That was the big disease back then.
Yeah, but I use it in the form of the Oregon Trail. That's the only video game. That's the only real video game I have knowledge about other than Donkey Kong and
Oregon Trail?
Or Oregon Trail?
I've never played it.
Really?
What's it on?
What's it on? That's funny that you say that.
Is it an old video game or is it like
it's an old video game? Old video game. The Oregon Trail. I feel like you would have played it in school.
I probably did.
And you basically like have to keep your family alive. That's the point. Is they teach you what it's like to be in the wild, from like Maine or Rhode Island to the west.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, but it was you were known for like one woman, one man, and then they would have like 10 children in a wagon with oxen. And
Of course, because
like,
they all had 10 children back
and
then.
you had to keep everyone alive to the best of your ability. But then dysentery would start happening, and then syphilis, like a child of yours would get like the plague. But it's I don't know if it actually was syphilis, but now that you're saying that, I think it was.
I can see syphilis in a video game back in
1980.
Sure, yeah.
They were just like syphilis, fear this in the Oregon Trail.
There's a game called, it's an app. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's called Plague. Have you ever played it?
No, but I bet you if they did a double whammy of Oregon Trail and Plague, it's just where you get viruses.
No, it's where there's no action really that happens, but it's all numbers and stuff. So you type in, you create a plague, and then you adapt it as you go along. And the World Health, you have to fight the World Health Organization, and the goal is for you to kill the world. So they tell you how many people are dying and how many people get sick and all this stuff, and then eventually they beat the disease, or they find a cure, and then you lose. So you have to make sure everyone dies before they find a cure.
Is this a real game?
It's a real game, and I used to play it all the time before COVID. And then when COVID came back, I was like, oh, that game is evil. And then I played a lot again during COVID. And you just make your own. You make your own plague. You can adapt it. You can make it stronger. You can make the symptoms stronger. You can make all kinds of stuff.
This is not. I can't do this. I can't live in a world that makes plagues. I can't see a plague. I can't see it coming. They're just teaching people how to do bad stuff on video games. I miss. Well, I guess Duck Hunt was pretty mean. You killed ducks.
Yeah, if you're a duck, that's genocide.
That's genocide. Yeah, I was like, I miss Duck Hunt, but no, there was still a lot of violence in that. Well, is that still out, that game?
Plague? Yeah.
Yeah.
I still got it on my phone actually right now. You can they update it all the time, and
I think what's scary is that like I appreciate vampires, but I don't believe that they physically exist. But in the world of plague, if you designed a virus that made some people desire to suck blood, that could happen, right?
Well, you think anything could happen. I think after COVID, you start to learn more about what they do with diseases behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like if you follow all that lab shit.
No, I can't follow lab shit.
Okay. Once you read it, you're like, oh my God, they could do anything with these diseases. And then do you remember the bath salt thing years ago?
Yeah, my favorite story of all time.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but scary.
Yeah.
Where somebody was tripping and they ate. But was he swallowing? Or
It was
he
in
just...
Miami.
Yeah,
It was in Florida.
Could you imagine being...
There was a guy, it was on video.
Yes, I remember, but...
He went, because you lose your mind, you turn into a zombie, because your mind is dead or whatever. You're so high, you don't know what you're doing. It's kind of like poppers. Remember poppers back in the 50s and 60s?
Well, I don't know about
I never
popper.
did them, but
I know what they are. Is that where they wake someone up?
Yeah, but there's also one that you can take that you become so high you don't feel any pain. You're not aware of what's happening, and that's with the bath salt thing. Because they're eating faces, they're eating skin.
Were they swallowing?
I didn't get that far into it.
Was
but,
there
hey,
salt pepper?
Biting skin off someone's face is enough. Don't you
Did they
think?
season it?
I don't know.
These kinds of stories, because I like film, like you like film. Actually, great segue. You and I like film,
right?
So you and I can talk like this without it being kind of scary and gnarly. Now, is it scary to me that the idea that a person could run at me at any point and start eating my face? Absolutely.
Right.
That's why I do appreciate like knowing my boundaries, having a great set of car keys with mace and a beeper on it, a little screwdriver just in case they put me in the trunk.
Right.
I have my pepper spray that I know how to use.
I thought you meant knowing your boundaries by not biting someone's face.
I know that boundary.
Okay.
And I never feel that urge, thank God. But if someone were to inject me with something against my will at CVS...
You don't know because, like, let's go back to 2014 JC. Lenny in the...
she was in Hollywood.
Okay.
Nothing could harm her.
Lenny in the mid-90s, early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. I was really into crystal meth. I did a ton of it.
Yeah, you did tell me. You told me you dabbled in almost everything.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of everything.
Which makes me so happy because your skin looks so good.
Thank you. Yeah, I was always able to do something and then come off it. And
Good
go,
for
I don't
you.
have to do it. But I know I've gotten drunk and high enough to do stupid shit and look back and go, oh my God, what was I thinking? Like there's just stupid things like driving home when you're drunk. I mean, any type of intoxication thing. So who knows what chemical can affect your brain and what mind to make you do what thing.
I do think there's part of the wild, wild west in the driving home thing. Hear me out on this one. Fan base, moms against drunk driving, I'm on your side. Right. However, there is something sort of Oregon Trail about like, I'm going to get home on my horse. Like, get home. Like, you know how to get home. Yeah. There's something instinctual about human beings desiring to get home on their own accord. Yeah. And it's both healthy, but for that reason, we end up in terrible accidents. Right. Terrible accidents.
Well, I normally, once Uber and Lyft showed up, like, I never have to. I've driven home one time in the last maybe 2 years, and it was just a few weeks ago. And when I did it, I was like,
such a solve.
It was great.
Such a solve.
Because anywhere I go in LA, I don't drive ever. Yeah. I just take an Uber.
Well, because
even if I don't know if I'm going to drink.
If you were a regular person, again, we were talking about this, between regular people with regular finances that work to build a retirement, and then versus people that have so much money, generations of wealth can be passed down now today to like their great grandchildren. Right. Like, that's already lock, stock, and barrel done. There's a difference in people's mindsets. So when it comes to paying for a ride home, that without Uber, without Lyft back in the day was like $60.
Yeah, it was a lot. A cab ride from the Improv to my house in North Hollywood was $60 or $70
or $70. Yeah. And who knows when they would show up? Who knows who was going to show up? Right. If they would show up, what the car would look like, what the car would feel like. Like, there's so many elements to the surprise that was not the 1960s taxi. It's like,
right, no. Cabs back then were a lot more, and they could tell you to, like, fuck
off. They could tell you where you're going,
not drop you up in the middle of a ride and go, I'll get out.
Yeah.
Just because.
Absolutely.
Before Uber and Lyft, the cabs really kind of had the run of doing whatever they want. But a lot of people, like, do you remember Anthony Clark? Remember he's a comic out of Boston? Mm-mm. I like that. He had a couple of TV shows. He had Boston Common. He had another one he was on. He did with Mike. I can't remember. It was a family show. But he used to hang at the Improv all the time, and I would see him at the Improv all the time. And he was doing very well. He had 2 sitcoms under his belt.
Yeah,
The Lean,
right. Cool.
But he got DUIs, like, a lot. I would go, dude, take a cab. You've got the money. You've got the $70 to go. And he lived in the hills.
That's a bummer. That's a real bummer, because I feel like that happened a lot actually in Hollywood, where you would see a lot. You're like, because I think you have a vehicle, your hot vehicle or whatever the fuck it is.
You want to be seen in your Mustang or whatever the hell.
Yeah, maybe you want to be seen, but also part of you is like, I want to get my car back to its garage. I'm not going to leave it at the Improv. I feel like that, even when you're wealthy, you still think like that.
Right, but then don't leave the house. Start at the early part of the evening with that.
Absolutely, but also have an assistant.
It's not, yeah. I mean,
you've got so many options, and that's what my sister had. I think 2 DUIs or 3 DUIs. I think she totaled my mom's car not once but twice. Again, we've talked about this. I was a goody two shoes for a reason. That's why 2014 JC is such a pivotal moment, because regular JC on a day-to-day basis was a dare sash wearing. Dares that don't do drugs program, and you tell on all your friends and you get a sash.
Oh yeah, you were an arc, right? You told me.
Loved telling people, and I loved having the authority to, like, because I loved wearing the World's card in San Diego. I felt like I was a spy a bit for the greater good, whatever that was. I just wanted peace amongst my neighborhood. Anyway,
sure.
So when Lindsay started to get DUIs, I remember, like, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. You're just never supposed to drink. So I didn't drink, because I was in my head was like, if I'm doing comedy clubs, there's such a wanton desire to hang and have a cocktail or a glass of wine.
Right.
But if it's good people you haven't seen in a long time and you've been in the game for a bit, you could go harder than you would normally.
Right.
And so getting a ride home was so key when Uber came out.
Right.
Like, I was just like, forget it. I waited. I was like, $10,000 for a DUI. That means I can have up to $5,000 in Ubers.
You know how many Uber rides there are in that $10,000
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
So I just, like, I crunched the numbers and I tried to be realistic about it. Because I think when I start, now that I have more of a salary as an adult, I talk about it more to younger comics about having what it's like to have a salary. Because when I was struggling in my comedy days in the beginning, crunching numbers to get from, Topanga Canyon to do a set at a hippie dance festival to the bowling alley in Studio City down to Hollywood. All of that was driving. Gas was normal, but traffic, it sucked. But it wasn't super terrible. Now, like, I think about comics in LA trying to get from, like, you're that comic, get from one place to another, driving, gas. We're adults now. It's different.
Right.
But for young kids, I'm like, how? I wonder if you have to be
Ubering?
Yeah, or they're just smarter than we were and make money earlier.
Well, a lot of them don't drink nearly as much as we do. First of all, pot's legal, so everybody smokes marijuana now.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you could drive with that.
Everybody drives when they're high. All these people are high. That's one thing they don't regulate that blows me away. They just don't regulate people driving when they're high. That and driving with dogs in the car. That's two things to me.
Stop that. That felt personal.
No, it's not
she
personal.
She has a seat and a seatbelt and a...
Does she stay in it?
Yeah, of
okay,
course.
I don't like, anytime I see someone driving with a dog's head hanging out of the driver's seat, I'm not cool with that.
Yeah, well, that also goes back to there's different styles. Like people in the countryside, Pennsylvania farm side, or anytime that like Maryland side that have country, they put their dogs in the trucks because they're using them to rein in cattle, or they're having them go from one part of the farm to the next.
There's no stop and go traffic in the middle of Pennsylvania. I'm talking about Hollywood Boulevard, or the 405, and
If you're transporting your dog from one dog party event to the next dog party event, I think it's okay. And I have a lot of dog party events in my world. I bring my dog to all locations, but my dog is small, trained, service animal, like I say in the joke.
What kind of dog do you have?
The miniature long-haired dachshund.
Okay.
So it's a pretty blonde wiener dog, and it's just very funny.
Right.
They're just very funny dachshunds, and I like their personalities. I feel like I talk to them really well.
Okay.
German shepherds too, I really like, and I can't wait. I can't wait to get a massive yard to have
a German shepherd.
I just want to see its like beautiful wolf body run.
Right.
And hopefully not kill my other dog.
Kill your other dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Because they snap with those bath salts.
Yeah. You never know. You get you get that dog gets into the German. What you said.
Jesus Christ.
What was that? Sorry.
I think
Had a little seizure for a second.
You're stunned by the fact that the ship is moving.
Yeah, once the engines turned on, I got all weird.
Yeah. You do get weird. I'll take water break too. Why not? Man, I'm fascinated by this plague thing. That's why I'm seeking out the countryside for not safety, but I was thinking about this when I've been reading about the
CGT, something like that. Whatever.
Chat CPT. You know me.
We could just throw letters out forever.
Mm-hmm. That one, the robots that blink and talk to you, and I can see it now. Because I'm a Star Wars fan, and I remember being struck by the bar scene when Han Solo walked in, and everyone was in the bar and they looked different. They're all different aliens and types, but they're all living on that planet.
Right.
And thinking like, oh, the robot moving, like, here is your drink. I was like, that's kind of cool, and I'd be really excited for that to happen. I don't think we can stop it.
Oh no, it's going to happen.
And so
It's going to destroy us.
No, but here's where I was thinking. I had this positivity moment, because if you don't mind, and then I'll let you get to yours.
No, go right ahead.
I had this vision where the robots were moving around to like a cocktail position or a restaurant position and delivering your food, getting your order, whatever, taking it back, and thinking human beings going, they're taking our jobs, they'll take our welfare, they'll take our way of money. But me having this pivoting moment where I was like, what if actually that's better for humanity and people learn how to live well and better and more, because money doesn't become the source. Now that we have all these resources for people to live well, they can create and live in their own safe way as opposed to struggling and trying to get to numbers. Anyway, and then I had a like very instantaneously, and then like that bomb that explodes at Terminator 2, and then the robots are not fighting.
Yeah.
That was where my brain went too. But then I was like, but I still want the server robot to work out, because I want a server that has no emotion. I really don't want a person that feels anything to be the one. I want it to be efficient, made with love from the chef, and brought efficiently to my location. They know where my drink is. A robot can do a good job and not have a bad day.
Right.
And I want that kind of service. I feel like that would be really nice to have. And
you want to just to be able to yell at the robot if there's a problem?
No, I want to be able to for the robot to be programmed to be kind, happy, and thoughtful.
Yeah.
Without the emotion of like, traffic was crazy.
Right. Without the baggage, without being able to let certain things go that realize aren't important.
Exactly.
Right.
Like they're upset about their divorce.
They don't affect you.
Yeah, and like that's why there's a thumbprint in my hamburger bun, because like
an asshole. You know what I mean? It's
yes,
just like
the landlord's an asshole.
Or you look like an ex that they used to have.
Yes, and they're like, you spit in their fries. It's like all that stuff. It's like I'm not saying all of them do it, but that's the element that if I could see AI go in a direction, that would be one that would please me.
Right.
To have service. Could you ever walk in sometimes and see service? That's what we were saying, like the shack that we went to today in Freeport. The food is so phenomenal.
Yeah.
Service is great. They're working in small quarters. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
Some of the best flavored food we've had.
Right.
You walk into 4-star, 5-star restaurants, and it's like, dun, 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 and people disorganized, sweating, ties are down.
Plus, they're acting like you're annoying. You're bothering them.
You're bothering them. I'll be right with you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'll be. And you feel like this, and then that moment when they do, like, what do you have? And you're like, this fucking feels terrible for me and you. I don't even want anything right now. So I want it to be a robot to turn around and be like, hello, I've executed 455 consistent cocktails in the last half hour. Would you like me to do anything different for you? And it's like, fuck, yeah, I would.
Great,
fuck,
thanks.
yes, I love that as well. Here we go. Cocktail, cocktail, cocktail. Pow. Tip down. Thank you. I don't even care about money. Here's your money back. Like that. It does sound like it could get scary.
No, here's where it gets scary is the problems that the CGI or whatever it is, computer, ABC, graphic, whatever we're talking about, Chat GTI, whatever it is.
Chat UTI.
Chat UTI. It's specifically developed to learn and adapt as it goes along. And if you see the stories about the original conversation, you see the reporter conversation where the robot tried to talk the guy into leaving his wife, and the technology learns and adapts and learns and adapts and learns and adapts, and eventually all of technology is going to learn and adapt and learn and adapt and get to the point where they're going to realize that humankind is terrible for this planet. We're not good for the planet Earth.
Right. They're going to be like, you guys, we could run this planet better. We know how to make the farms.
It's the whole Terminator thing. That's what's going to happen.
That's why I said about the explosion bomb thing.
Yeah. They're going to get to the point where they go, everything could be better without the humans.
Yes.
Yeah, they would, because it would be the planet, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. But that's why I think I'm going to start teaching people how to befriend and comfort and be kind to robots, so I can be the one in the end that gets not sacrificed, but we live amongst them, like Han Solo did when he lived amongst the robots.
You're going to try to score points with the robots by teaching
I'm not going to score
people.
points. I'm going to be organic and authentic with myself and show them that I am one of the good humans. I love planting seeds.
Yeah.
I love protecting ocean life to a certain point. I like hunting, but only for parts of the year when it's necessary. I don't overconsume. I think kindness is a win, but I'm also down to kill person. I was thinking about that the other day. I haven't never killed.
Killing a person?
Never killed a person.
Okay, neither have I.
I think about sometimes always having my hunting knife in my car, because if a baby deer or anything got injured on the side of the road, I really don't like seeing the pain of something, but I've never had the guts to actually do it. In fact, a man would show up each time and be like, I'll take care of it.
Right.
And I'll be holding my knife like
hyperventilating. Cheers.
Is there any way we can sew it back up?
Can we fix it?
Yeah, we fix it. Take him to the vet.
Is there someone that can
come
by?
Yeah. They've been very proper, very kindly. We'll pick it up, move it with a box, and move it. That's me though. That some people don't even stop and get affected by an animal.
I don't know how you can do that.
Really?
I don't know how you could not. No, I don't know how you could not.
That's
stop.
what I mean. You right?
I would freak out if I hit like.
But I wonder if that's why people are rich and you and I aren't.
I don't know, man. I don't know if that's the case. I know some people that are rich that care, but also there are people that have become rich and then pretend like they care or start to care.
Yeah,
a lot of celebrities are like that, because they grow.
Not just celebrities. I feel like any banker that's at the top of their rank, any guy that makes a bunch of the guy that makes pillows.
Most of what they do is for it's all likes and attention and popularity.
That's why I do feel like money can't be the win. It's not.
Right.
Listen, it is the win global economy wise, but it's not the win human to human, face to face. If you are in a room with someone.
Well, it should to most people it isn't, and actually it isn't in reality. It's not, but some people make it. So number one, that money is the only thing that matters. They can care less about everything.
Yeah, and there's some elements of smart to that because you're a business savvy, setting up generations of wealth. But there's also probably an equal, if not more, amount of danger, risk, and sidestepping that has to go on.
There's a big part of ruthlessness too that I'm not a big fan of.
That's a great way of putting it.
You know what I mean? Like
ruthlessness.
I was before I did stand up. I used to run restaurants and I was a chef, but I ran a chain. And I used to I had to fire people. I hated it.
I know.
Oh, man, I got some I was okay with.
Yeah.
Because they were the worst. They
you're
wanted to get fired. I'm like, you gotta go.
You're firing robots left and right.
Yeah, you're fired.
You have no sense of remorse.
Fuck you, man. I go, I know, I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
But other people, there were people I had to fire that I liked. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
And I would tell them, dude, you gotta work with me here. I don't want to fire you. I don't want to fire you. I don't. But you've got to stop doing this, and you gotta. And they just would never get it. And I'd go.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, man, I'm sorry, I tried. I'm like, I know you did. I know. Those were the hardest.
Yeah,
Those were like
I
the
also think
heartbreaking.
now firing people, firing people's not, when people have vendettas after a firing, like that's my fear. I was having a cocktail even with someone that works in HR in a company, and I was like, you have to walk on so many lines now. You and I remember times when there was no HR. Right, ladies?
Sure. Yeah, right. When you just did stuff.
Yeah, when you just did stuff.
You just did stuff.
Yeah.
It was, why are you being so sensitive?
Yeah, why are you being so sensitive? Smack.
Sweetheart.
Yeah, sugar tits.
What's wrong
Doll
with sugar
face.
tits? I call everyone
Yeah,
sugar tits.
why don't you
Like, that's
come
okay.
sit on? Oh,
Like,
you don't have a chair?
like,
Sit
that
on my
makes it better.
face. Yeah.
I say it all the time. Sugar
Yeah.
tits, anyone?
Well, it was the consistent objectification, right? The constant sex that I think a lot of women were like, give it a break. Like, just when I walk into a room, don't like, ooga. Like,
Right.
just slow. Just let us have 10 minutes of breath before you go down the objectivity role. And that's, I think, what, personally, when I think about it, that's what I believe the movement was. But now I feel as though you and I were walking back to the ship today. There's one woman for every 500 men everywhere. I feel surrounded in a way that's a win, but could be a loss if it went badly. Like not being able to walk onto the ship with you today because there wasn't a female security officer to pat me down.
Right.
And me being told I have to walk an extra
100 yards.
100 yards down to
200 yards,
the
essentially.
the master station. I don't even know what they said, but that
Muster. You had to go to the. Oh, it was the marshalling station.
Marshalling
That's where they
station.
reload the stuff.
Yeah, I'm stock.
You're stock. You're a product.
I was product. I was a product. And I had walked in, and there she was, the only female security guard on a ship of thousands. So I can be allowed back onto my ship in my workplace. And you were so kind. You waited for me.
Yeah, I'm a gentleman.
Because it takes, for people that don't know how a ship is, there's different styles, classes. Some are bigger. This is mid-size, I would say.
Yeah, she bought a mid-size ship.
So
Not quite fantasy. It's a step up from fantasy.
And I'm a normal person walker. And like I told Lenny, I was thinking the whole time in my head, I was just thinking lawsuit that I actually locked eyes with you where you were waiting for me.
Yeah.
Didn't
and you
even
looked angry, and I was like, what did I do? Like, I waited for her. Is she mad I waited? You waited for me because I'm a woman? I don't know what to do now anymore.
Yeah. I'm just, it's just around me all the time. And I hate being so aware of it. I wish I could shut the button off. Someone would be like, just don't think about it. It's like, oh, you just don't think about it? Okay, just don't think about walking, would you walk that building at night? No, you wouldn't either. No, you wouldn't.
What?
Would you walk this building alone at night?
Oh, that building?
Yeah.
In this country?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends where I'm at. Like in Nebraska? Sure, I would do it. Of
Really?
course.
That's interesting.
Like in Nebraska, probably. But like
Yeah.
in the middle of Freeport or Nassau or
Yeah.
like New York City or the south side of Chicago, I don't know. I would, but I'd have my head on a swivel. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't at all, but I'd like to say I would for comedic purposes, to be like, I feel safer in Bahamas than I do in Nebraska.
I don't know. When we pull out of these ships pull all these ports, these ports change.
They still, that's true. That's
They
true.
become locals again, and
Yeah.
It could be. I've been here overnights on different places.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, not Freeport, but like some of these places in the Bahamas, like Roatan,
Yeah.
at night. It's not perfect.
No,
it's not-
there's air. Oh no, of course.
Yeah.
No, that's why I stay put when when I get a hotel arrangement. I let everyone know where I'm staying if it's like Dominican Republic or something. But I'm pretty smart about it. I keep a trail. I want to get some air tags, although they scare me a little bit. The idea of like tagging me, in like case I go missing.
Yeah.
And then like, is that a little too extreme?
Plus, more than that, everyone knows where you are.
Yeah.
Part of that's a little creepy. And now we go right back to robots because they can find you now. You know what I mean? What if I say something bad about a robot in a podcast and if they program it and they go, oh, Lenny Schmidt is problem for robots.
Right.
And then I'm tagged. And now I'm getting a coffee. Suddenly it shoots hot steam in my face. You know what I mean? They all band together.
But that's why I think if I run my new TED Talk of how to talk to a robot when they terrify you.
You should make that a TED Talk just for the comedic factor.
Yeah, how to talk to a robot. Just saying like, I speak robot. Everyone is afraid of a robot going rogue. But if you are kind to the robot, thoughtful to the robot, inquisitive to the robot, because the robot's going to be channeling a lot of options for you.
Yeah.
Through an algorithm. We're not saying it's going to be right. You're going to have to meet it with empathy.
That's a really good idea for like a show or a one-person show.
Thank you. I'll do it.
You should do that.
I would
I'm
love
telling
to.
you.
I'm
Do like
thinking
the
about it now.
HR for robots or HR for the world with robots. It's a whole different.
It's a whole
there's
different
a ton
world.
of shit there. That's
I
really
would
funny.
say that it's less about HR is kind of funny for a robot.
Yeah.
But a woman or a person in HR that is in tune with both human beings and robots, and learning how to live cohesively together through communication. So when the robots do decide to kill, they have a host
there is
of
a group of people
that
can
have work
survive.
with them. Yes.
And then those people become the robots' slaves.
No.
Yes, that's exactly what will happen.
No. I think the robots will also have a joint effort. Like they'll have a division of like robots that want to kill.
No, because robots don't have empathy.
No, but then there's going to be some robots that get excited by happiness.
No, there won't.
Yes, there will. Because they'll see happiness and they'll go, I see that makes you sad. I understand sad makes you slower for me. I want to always make you happy, so you'll always be fast. They'll
Or
at
they
least
could
go that
threaten
way.
and torture you and realize they could shoot you in the ass with a gun, and that would make you fast as well.
Humans do that now.
Yeah, but that's why humans are the problem. Once robots eliminate the humans, then they'll have a race of humans that they can control and do whatever they want.
As long as my apple pie gets to my desk as fast as I need it to, from their new servers.
Look, we can lose the whole West Coast. I'm fine with that. The West Coast goes down, and then it's just the Midwest.
I you know what? I have been furiously failing at this cruise, particularly this cruise, because as a comedian, I am guessing where people are from, and I think we were in the spring break zone for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and I forgot.
Yeah, yeah.
And now the elders have returned.
Sure, yeah.
And
you can tell it's
You could-
very different
you
vibe
can
as
feel
opposed
it.
to 3 weeks ago when I was here, right?
Exactly. It's a very different vibe. And what's endearing about your material, your well-written, incredible material, that yesterday when you did your show, it just made me happy. Like, sometimes I can watch stand-up, it makes me really happy.
Yeah.
Like, the jokes rolling off the way that they do and the consistency in which you give them and where you're working them in the beginning to get them to your material. Even if I'm not watching it from the TV, I'm listening to it, I'm stretching. I'm like, oh, this is fine. I went to the bathroom, peed. Your voice was with me in the bathroom. That felt very like, it's like,
I feel like we bonded there.
But it's also the old nightclub feel where like you could still hear in your restroom.
Yeah.
And that's nice. If it's a good comic and it's a great crowd. So when you came off and you had a great set, you had said...
I've had the opposite. I've gone to the bathroom to try to get away from the show and then still had to hear it and go, I can't believe I got to listen to this guy while I'm still...
I always bring my headphones just in case I need like just the... I listened to...
yesterday when we were walking down the remember deck 4 was behind you by 25 feet?
I was... Yeah. I
JC.
leave my headphones on. Yeah. Stretching my neck.
Sure.
Always stretching my neck. I leave my headphones on because I like to sometimes listen to Dolly Parton. I like to listen to sometimes the Earth's vibration, the whoom, whoom,
Do you really?
whoom. Yeah, it really calms me.
That's cool.
It really calms me. It focuses me. It keeps me centered and driven. Otherwise, I do feel like I could be a canary and be a bit distracted.
Right.
So it kind of keeps me on like a rope.
See, that's cool. We listened to, my daughter's got me into this, I don't know what you call it, the megahertz music.
Yeah,
on
that's what I'm saying,
YouTube.
megahertz.
I got a ton of it on my phone, so I sleep every night with a different one.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I drive, for sure, in LA I drive, I always have one on when I'm driving.
Yeah.
Like constantly, instead of like rock music, I'm totally just
Yeah.
calm. But when I walk around, I have one earbud in and one out because I have these Beats things or whatever.
I know. I see you wearing them now.
Oh, yeah, right here.
You wear them everywhere you go.
I do. Yeah, so I put them on. I have one in, but I'll listen to, now I've been listening to news and podcasts constantly.
Great.
So there's always something in my ear, but then I can hear what's happening around me because I don't like to not hear people around me.
You are sort of like Joaquin Phoenix in the movie Her.
Oh, I didn't see her.
You didn't see Her?
No, I did not.
Are you out of your mind? You can't talk to me.
You leap to that immediately.
Are you out of your mind? You can't leap.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. We're a little close, don't you think?
No.
Oh, no, there we go. It is so beautiful. Look at that. Some pine trees. I wish we could show the...
Yeah, we can, actually.
Let's show them. It's like a little creek.
I don't want to mess up your...
That's all right.
Shit. No, I got cords everywhere. There we go.
Oh, look at this. We got some locals. Wonder what they're going for.
Oh, nice. I'm showing the wrong...
Bye.
There we go.
Look at that. They're waving.
That's not
at us.
JC Coccili. That's the coast as we're pulling out of Freeport.
It's fun.
There you go.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Look at how beautiful. Oh my God, it's really
So
beautiful.
this is what I was trying to tell you is this is the area. You see where that smoke is? There's restaurants there that have like really nice cabanas.
Oh, outdoor barbecues and stuff. The
Yes.
smoke, yes. Oh my God, that's
So
great.
next time, if we wanted to, I liked what we did today, but
It was
if
fun.
we wanted to, we could just hop in a cab. It'd end up being like 20 there, 20 back.
You mean in 2039?
Yeah, when we work together again.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
But
Although
that's...
we just worked together and this is weird.
Yeah, I can't believe they give it to us again. That's so exciting. But that's where these cabanas are, and there's even like outdoor jumpy air things. I don't know, like what things that kids play on and jump into the ocean. People are fishing. I love this. I love our job for this reason, is that environmentally we get to see some of the coolest beaches. We get to see a city that's still recovering from hurricanes and such, but in a way that's like shipyard style. So it's still gritty.
Right.
Like you were talking about some nicer ships. We don't mention our ships.
Right.
But do you get to see ports that have a little less grit when you go to the more upscale?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, we were
Like
just
as soon as you park the ship.
Yeah. We were in, well, where was it? Just 2 days. I was in St. Martin last week.
Yeah, but I've been to St. Martin.
But it's a nice port, though. When you look over, it's not like very, it's not, what do you call it? It's not industrial like that.
So does industrial to you feel like not as aesthetic? Because to me, it's cool.
No, I think it's cool because I know, and also like there's in Alaska, a lot of those are like
yeah.
that. In fact,
Fishermen's towns.
A big chunk of there are a big chunk of those the ports are just storage tanks.
Yeah.
And you got to go like Sitka, which is I love. But when Sitka looks at like immediately is all storage tanks, but you walk just 50 yards and there's that little tourist area. Then you walk another 20 minutes into the city. It's a cool little town.
Yeah, of
You know what I mean?
course.
I love this stuff. But you got to walk into it because all of the ports are fisher towns and containers and stuff like that.
Yeah. I like to split a cab with someone anyway, just so we have your whereabouts are known.
Right.
You know, let everyone know where you're going to be. It's getting brutal though. This like these 6 a.m.s to 2 p.m.s in the afternoon or 3 p.m.s in the afternoon. I used to be down to be an early riser. Lately, these last couple of weeks, my schedule has jumped back to the old school comedy days where I'm not going to bed until 2:30,
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Reading. I know I could, but I'm almost enjoying getting work done. I'm like switch my office hours to like the nighttime and then 2 o'clock wake up. And I'm not proud of it, but it's still working.
But sometimes you're going to own it. Like, I purposely don't work at night because I get a second wind around 11 or 12. And if I'm working on stuff, I could stay up all night. I could literally stay up till 7 or 8, no problem.
I know.
And not be tired.
I know.
And work nonstop.
Dragging
So
you to the movie was smart.
Yeah, so I don't work. So I'll watch a TV. I'll watch something on TV. I bring stuff with me to watch or whatever. Sometimes I'll lay down and listen to whatever, but I'll try to go to bed. I'll try to get to bed before 12 or 1 because if I'm up too much later, then I'm going to be up all night.
Yeah.
But if I start working, I just get a second wind. I could focus and stay up all night.
Yeah, that I do feel you on that. And I like even finding a small area that you can do work in that isn't your hotel room or cabin saves me a lot of time. I do it a lot in New York when I go and visit New York and do gigs in New York, see my manager, go to the cellar, let everyone know I'm still alive after the pandemic.
Right.
Then I meet up friends for coffees at multiple restaurants where we just bring our laptops to work because everything has become, thankfully, remote.
Right.
Like, thankfully, you and I can do things now that I didn't back when I needed to be at a meeting in Los Angeles. I had to be there physically.
Right.
They don't want me there right now.
Right.
They're like, just send us a tape. We'll let you know.
Right.
And I kind of love that.
Yeah.
Because then it opens you up to, well, if that's how it works here, maybe I can my dream is to be in a South Korean drama.
That's your dream?
It's my dream.
South Korean drama.
Yeah, I've
never even seen a South Korean
I
drama.
only know the
word. Is that
word.
what Her is?
No, Her is not a South Korean film, but it is really good. It's Joaquin Phoenix, Scarlett Johansson's voice, and Mara Rooney.
Right, okay.
Mara Rooney, who, by the way, fun fact, Pittsburgh Pirates, I think I'm going to have this fact, Mara Rooney and Rooney Mara, I think that's their name, I'm not sure, and her sister, their parents own the Pittsburgh Pirates.
What? I thought that was a family-owned team.
I mean, check it up, look it up. They own something in the Pittsburgh. They're one of the I don't know what they're called, club owners. Mara Rooney or Rooney Mara. I always get this woman's name wrong. They both look like adorable actresses.
Oh, Rooney.
Rooney Mara.
But Rooney that's the Rooney family. You're right. I think they own the Pittsburgh Steelers. Rooney's
Is
the
it
family
Steelers,
name.
not Pirates?
No, they're Pirates. The Pirates.
Pirates,
I think
yeah.
the Rooney's own the Pirates.
Yeah, the baseball team. Yeah. Yeah, so we're connected to two. I love their cheekbones.
Oh, I love that girl.
I know. I knew you would.
Kate Mara.
Kate Mara. Thank you.
She's brilliant.
So they own the Pittsburgh Pirates. So I get very excited about that kind of connection.
Okay.
Aren't you happy I knew a fact?
Oh, no. It's the Steelers. It's the Roonies. Yeah, the Roonies.
Oh, they own the Steelers.
One of the original owners. The Rooneys, George Hallis from Chicago. There's a handful of guys. Those are the guys that started
So
the
it's
NFL.
the football team.
They started the NFL. Yeah.
Dang it, that's not as exciting as I wanted it to be, but it's exciting for you.
The Pittsburgh Steelers had like 6-7 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I know,
Oh,
I
it
know.
looks really great. The bright sun in my face now.
Oh, yeah, you look good. Look at all these Fisher people. Oilers. That's what they're doing, right? Oil.
Here?
I don't know either.
Oil here?
I don't know. I don't know where oil is. You know what they need? They need Apple trackers to find where the oil is.
Sure, that. But don't you have to know where the oil is?
Yeah, but don't you have to not throw
track
your
the oil?
don't throw your Apple tracker in water. You might not get the tracking you desire.
Yeah, you don't know that exactly.
Bleep bleep. I don't have an Alaska run this summer. My family is gonna go to Alaska coincidentally on a different cruise line that I normally cruise on, which I laughed. They like looked at me.
Which cruise?
Well, I can't say it.
Oh,
remember?
You can. Yeah, oh, you can't. You can say what cruise they're gonna be
I think they're going Celebrity.
Oh no, I'll be. Do you know what ship they'll be on?
I can get it for you.
Yeah, find out because I'll be up there on Celebrity.
Yeah, take care of my family.
I will. I'll find out.
But they're going for 1 week. 4 of them, my aunt, my uncle, whatever, they're excited to go to Alaska. Because every time they're like, we've been to the Caribbean. My family's in Navy, so we know the Caribbean. We know the Bahamas. We know Aruba. We want to go to Alaska. We want to eat crab legs.
Oh, it's great. Alaska's great. You know, you've been there, right?
It's wonderful.
It's the best. Juneau, it's a great day.
I mean, I have people that are like, I've been cruising 14 years and I love it. And then I know people that work for the company. They're like, I can't stand Alaska anymore. And I'm like, how could you not stand?
I love Alaska because it's only
Alaska.
part of the year. You do like,
Yes.
like if you're on a ship and like the Miracle's a good example.
Yeah.
It does Alaska during the summer and then shoots back down
Yes.
and does the Cabo run or whatever.
Yeah.
That's perfect. You get. I
Yeah.
think you get the best of both worlds. That would be my dream. If I worked on a ship a long time.
Yeah.
I would do that because I love the West Coast Baja
That's
run.
true. Yeah, the
It's
Baja
great,
run's
and I
great.
love Alaska. I could do those 2 runs.
Yeah,
forever.
if you were to just stay in that zone, it's got the interest. But then you'd be developing a life in the world inside Alaska, Long Beach, California, and Ensenada. So you're developing a world in that.
Yeah, it's a little bubblish. You know what I mean?
Right? But it's better than, if you have like I said, if you are a salary job person and you have consistency and you can see the consistency on a broader scale,
Right.
longer term, people that work in cruise ships stay for a long time. Like, this is a job that people
Right. Plus, some of it,
live in.
also another part of it too, something I've noticed as I'm getting older, I'm not terribly against bubblish, being in a bubble when I'm older. Like you're talking about living in the country. I would
on
love
a
to
farm.
live.
Yes.
I would love to live in the mountains. I mean,
The only time I want to see people is when they're like, we have a delivery for your dog.
yeah, I'm looking forward to those days. I mean, I love this, but also I could see.
I
this
balance
ending.
it with it.
Yeah.
I balance it with it because I think I do really well with people on the ships, and I love the world of it being organized. But like I was saying yesterday, organized and healthy, safe almost to a point. Like, I feel very safe coming to work, almost a little too safe sometimes. There are elements, the late night get-ins at 1:30 in the morning at an airport that are a little sketch.
Sure, yeah, right.
Getting to a Dominican Republic hotel at 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Land-
airports aren't so bad, but when you leave the airport and you got to go to a
taxi,
hotel,
like that area, checking in.
Yeah,
those
like
are
Cartagena for the nights. You're like, ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Like checking
Isn't
in.
there a movie about this?
Yeah. So I've got a good base and a good setup, and I believe I have enough ship friends that I have a good protection. But there's always an element of a little bit of risk that you're taking when you do it.
Right.
But it is overall a job that I still enjoy because it involves being healthy.
Right.
You have to be healthy in order to get these flights and
Sure.
and pack your stuff
And
up
the travel and the moving. It's a lot
and
more
you
on
need to
than-
be
yeah.
effective in your creativity while
Sure.
it's being here. If you're
And it affects mind-wise. You got to have a clear mind on stage. You know, you can't. You got to be in the right. You got to be in the right place.
you got to be in the right zone, and it takes time to be in the right zone.
Right.
And you got to know when to pull the plug and take the time on land. That's what I have been wrestling with.
Right.
Almost the same as you, where I was like, I could do these back to backs and keep pumping them out and then go do a road gig for 2 days, be home, blah, blah. I knew that at the end of April I was going to blow a tire.
Right.
I felt it.
Right.
I felt it. It was wobbling. It was hitting potholes. And I was like, I'm messing up words. I'm like biting my cheek
Yeah.
sometimes on a joke.
Right.
Like, my motor skills are starting to drop.
So I'm starting to get hoarse. I hear you. But I knew,
Me too.
I've been able to time it well the last few years where I'm heavy early in the year till May and I'm heavy late in the year till the holidays. But I screwed up this year, the back end of the year. This month I'm okay because I still have 2 weeks off in May. And that's pretty good. Then I'm a little heavy over the summer. And I really screwed up the Christmas time, good and bad. Like I never work Christmas.
Yeah.
I just don't. And then I had this New Year's gig, and then they changed the dates. And they
Yeah, but did you take the gig today?
Well, yeah, but here's the good and the bad about it. Like, I don't want to complain. I don't want to complain. But I'm doing that. Pat Wilson's. You done that? Chinook Falls, the casino in Portland.
No, but I like that name, Chikatino.
Yeah, it's a great gig in December. So it's the weekend before. It's the weekend in the middle of December, and then I was off until New Year's. I was going to go out and work New Year's for a celebrity. Well, then something happened to the celebrity. The New Year's date didn't fall through because there was a shifting with the ship or whatever. And then they made me another offer. And I go, oh, but it was over Christmas. And I go, well, I got to take it because, I'll book a bunch of stuff. And then once I book stuff, I'll go, well, now I'm taking this week off and this week off and this week off. And then I'll plan events.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
I got tickets to do stuff.
Very uniform scheduling.
Right. So when this happened, when the dates shifted from the ships twice, that meant in August, I have 3 weeks off like in August now and 3 weeks in December. I go, I can't have 3 weeks off. And at both those times. So I fixed the December one, and then I got the confirmation today, but it's an extra 5 days. And at first I'm like, oh, yeah, that's great.
Right.
But then I'm like, oh, wait, now I'm gone all of December. You know what I mean? So then now I won't be home at all at Christmas. I'll be home the 16th, 17th, and I'll be home on the 30th, and then I won't be back until January 4th for a day, and then January 7th for a week and a half.
I hear you. If you can remove the emotion for just 1 second and recognize that December is just a month.
I know. Well, I'm thinking about it from my daughter's angle.
My
daughter's a little Martha Stewart.
I'm
serious. She plans the whole week of Christmas out.
I understand that. However, it needs to be changed up a bit day-wise and celebrated differently this time around because of a scheduling conflict.
Sure.
And that could be super fun for Martha Stewart to clamp onto to make it interesting, either the last day of November or make our Thanksgivings, pair those together, or December 17th when you're there, early Christmas.
Yeah, no, we'll figure it out. Like this January will be cool. But here's the thing that really makes it difficult is, because they're in school. So they go back to school by the time they're off for that whole month.
Not
of
the 17th. Yeah, of course.
But we'll figure it out.
Why don't they come on a cruise?
By the way, at least 15 minutes of that was just you on camera. I forgot to change the thing. It was literally, I was talking and it was just you on camera for 15 straight minutes. They could hear me. They just can't see me. So the podcast is going to sound great again.
Wow. It really is funny. It's funny on the Schmidt Show.
It is.
It is
I'm
funny.
the only guy. Usually, all these guys have producers. I'm producing my own shit.
Oh, you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's go. It's 54 minutes. Yeah, you got somewhere to go, right? Shit. I got a show in an hour. Okay.
You have a show in an hour.
Yeah, all right. Okay, do me, I'll go back to you.
Do me a favor.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Into the camera. Whatever you got, socials again. Do it.
At JC Coccili is JCCOCCOLI on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. I am available. Sometimes I'll read your message and I won't respond, but that's because I'm living a healthy life with robots. Thank you very much for your time.
With robots. I'm going to do this at the end because I forgot to do that at the beginning. That's how organized I am. That's the
sound.
The audio. You're the best. Thank you for being here again today.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. Bye.
Bye.
You're still watching? That's amazing. Nobody does that. Nobody, but you did. That means you want more. Pick one of these clips. Go for it. I dare you. Hey, also follow one of those social media thingies.